Here's how to get the secret evil pitchfork rod inside of Roblox Fisch. The first step is you need the Crimson Cavern unlocked. If you don't know how to do that, you essentially talk to this NPC and you give him a colossal blue dragon with the Crimson mutation, which you get from appraising. Then you are allowed to enter the Crimson Cavern. Once you're in here, talk to this NPC on the throne. He's basically going to be asking you for 5 different fragments. All 5 of these are unique quests. So for the first one, talk to the little NPC on the ground here. He's going to ask you to collect glowing plants, which are just surrounded around the area, so you can simply just interact with them, and once you have all 5, just talk to the NPC again. You now have your first fragment. So the next NPC is here, and he's going to ask you for 8 different crystals, which you find around these locations. So you can kind of just follow the gameplay in my video on where all these locations are. There is going to be 4 inside the Crimson area, and there's also going to be 4 inside of the Luminescent area. They're all pretty near each other, and they're just at these little batches of crystals on the ground, so it's a very good way of knowing where they're at. Anyways, after you have all 8 of these, return to the NPC, and then it will give you the next fragment. Now heading back over to the Luminescent cave area, there's gonna be 2 NPCs in here. The first one just tucked away in this corner. He's essentially gonna ask you for 2 different fish, which can be found in Desolate Deep. However, it does need the Atlantia mutation, so you have to make sure you're using the Trident Rod to get this. But the fish aren't too hard to get, so once you do that, just return to him and he will give you the next fragment. Also inside of Luminescent Cavern, you're gonna see the next NPC, who he's gonna be asking for a colossal ancient dragon, which this event spawns similar to the blue dragon, where you just use sundial totems and it can spawn in if you see the fish radar here, and then you're able to fish that up and catch it, and then you just return to him and get your 4th fragment. Now the 5th fragment is going to be a little trickier, not in the sense of it being difficult or anything, but you do need 2 players for it. There is essentially 2 different levers hidden in both Luminescent Cavern and the Crimson area. So in Luminescent Cavern, if you go behind the entrance to the Crimson Forest, just head behind the mountain and you will see this lever, and this is where 1 player needs to be standing, and then the other player needs to be standing at the opposite lever, which is going to be in Crimson Forest. If you just hop across and go up this mountain here, essentially you guys need to pull this lever at the same time, or pretty close to the same time, and then a prompt will appear on your screen letting you know that you have completed that. So now you have to go into the Desolate Pocket swimming out of the Luminescent Cavern area. You are heading back to the mysterious crack because there has been a secret panel that's opened up there where you can then pick up the 5th and final fragment, which is just going to be on the ground there. If you don't have anybody to do this with, don't worry, you guys can join my Discord, which is linked in the description down below, and you can pair up with people there, or alternatively just pair up with people in the comments. Just help each other out. So after you have all 5 fragments, return to the Crimson Forest and give it to the NPC. He will then award you with the evil sigil, which can be used to craft the evil pitchfork. So head over to the Ancient Archives area on Ancient Island, and then you can craft the evil pitchfork. It's not going to cost any money, just the evil sigil. And here are the stats on the rod. It has 150% lure speed, 120% luck, negative 0.1 control, minus 10 resilience, and an infinite kg. And it does have 2 passives on it: a 30% chance to gain double your fish's value, occasionally twisting the gain, and a 15% chance to summon Poseidon's Shade, infecting the Siren Spirit mutation with greatly increased weight, which essentially that means it's going to be giving you a giant mutation for your whatever fish you catch whenever that procs. It's a pretty cool and unique rod. It is the old No Life rod skin. Remember to join my Discord linked in the description down below, and subscribe to the channel with notifications on if you're new.